of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am Maria Superman Nielsen, Program Director of the Anthony and Sapka Caribbean Awards for Excellence Program. Allow me, on behalf of the Chairman, Mr. A. Norman Sapka, and the other directors of the ANSA Foundation, to warmly welcome each of you here this morning for the announcement of the 2018 laureates. I recognize Mr. David B. Sapka, Group Deputy Chairman, ANSA McCall, and Mr. Andrew N. Sapka, Chief Executive Officer. I acknowledge the presence of Professor Emerita Bridget Barrington, who will announce the winners this morning, and Sir Sridhar Ramphal and other members of the Regional Eminent Persons Selection Panel, who is with us via the internet. Also here with us this morning is a representative of the Trinidad and Tobago Nominating Committee and executives of ANSA McCall. I warmly welcome as well our radio, television, and internet audiences around the region. The Anthony N. Sapka Caribbean Awards for Excellent program is unique. We recognize individuals who have a track record of consistently superior work and whose efforts have demonstrated excellence, leadership, and pioneership, and who in all likelihood are yet to realize their potential, their full potential. Their work is likely to have a tremendous impact in our region and will be of benefit to our people. We do not reward lifetime achievement, as the ANSA Caribbean Awards are intended to support and spur greater excellence. And to tell you a little more, I hand you over to Professor Barrington of the Regional Eminent Persons Selection Panel, who will speak on behalf of Sir Sridhar and the other members of the panel. Professor Barrington.
Thank you, Maria. Dr. Norman Sapka, Chairman of the ANSA McCall Foundation and also patron of the Anthony N. Sapka Caribbean Awards, other executive members of ANSA McCall and members of the Sapka family, members of the media, and everybody joining us via live stream on the World Wide Web. Welcome again to the announcement of the 2018 Anthony N. Sapka Caribbean Awards for Excellence. As Maria told you, I am here representing Sir Sridhar Ramphal, who is the very distinguished chairman of the Regional Selection Committee, which calls itself the Regional Eminent Persons Panel. I always have to smile a little when I repeat that phrase. And I am a member, a fairly new member of that selection panel. The panel is made up of persons from throughout the region. We have members from Jamaica, Barbados, the OECS territories, Trinidad and Tobago. And these are people who have achieved prominence in their respective fields. There are people from the arts, from academia, from business, from commerce, senior people from the legal, religious, and civic institutions. Now, before I make the announcements, on behalf of Sir Sridhar and the selection panel, please allow me to express our profound sense of loss at the death of our founder and patron, Dr. Anthony Sapka, which you'll all remember happened just a few days before our very splendid ceremony in which we recognize the awardees in Georgetown, Guyana. We feel a tremendous sense of loss, but we will be forever grateful to him for his vision and his generosity in funding and conceptualizing this unique regional awards scheme. And of course, we are delighted that our new patron, Dr. Norman Sapka, has both publicly and privately, assured us of his unwavering commitment to the continuance of this award scheme. His own personal commitment, the commitment of the extended SAPGA family, and of course the commitment of the ANSA Macau Foundation. We are grateful and heartened to know that this award scheme will continue, notwithstanding the death of its visionary founder. So let me return to the business of the morning. We on the regional selection panel are continually, year after year, impressed and in fact awestruck by the tremendous talent and achievement which this region produces. We are honored to be part of a scheme which seeks, finds, and recognizes this talent. Just to give you a brief idea of the nomination process, it's fairly elaborate. The Caribbean Awards Scheme has 5 separate nominating country committees in each of the 5 major territories or groups of territories in the English-speaking Caribbean. So we have country committees for Guyana, Jamaica, Barbados, the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, and Trinidad and Tobago. Each of these committees is composed of people versed in the arts, the sciences, academia, business. They can nominate candidates themselves, and a public call is also made in all the territories via newspaper advertisements for public nominations. Once the closing date for nominations or applications has come, then the 5 country committees meet. They typically meet several times. They meet and sift through the nominations and create a short list. The best candidates coming from each of the 5 nominating committees are then handed over to researchers who thoroughly check their background, their achievement, their letters of reference, etc., etc. When all this is complete, the 5 country committees then are in a position to pick their best candidates in each of 4 categories. The awards are organized into 4 categories: arts and letters, science and technology, public and civic contributions, and the most recent category, entrepreneurship. Then the head of each country nominating committee comes here to Trinidad and makes a presentation to the regional selection panel, which is chaired by Sir Sridhar. The panel then selects the best candidates in each of the 4 categories. You can imagine, with so many excellent nominations coming from all 5 of the country nominating committees, it was a very hard task to choose just 4 awardees, 1 in each category. As I said, the awards are given in those 4 categories, but I should point out that it's not compulsory for the selection panel to make an award in each of the 4 categories. If the panel decides that a candidate of sufficient excellence in a given category is not before it, it can choose not to make an award in any given category. This has happened, though rarely, before. But I'm delighted to announce that we were able to confidently make a selection, make an award in all 4 categories in 2018, for 2018. So without further ado, it's my great honor and pleasure to announce who the Anthony N. Sackler Caribbean Awards for Excellence laureates for 2018 are. In the category Arts and Letters, Professor Kai Miller. From Jamaica, a poet, novelist, essayist, and literary scholar. In the category Entrepreneurship, Mr. William Andrew Boyle, a pioneer in medical laboratory services from Guyana. In the category of public and civic contributions, Siobhan and Noel Joseph. They are a husband and wife team who founded the Just Because Foundation from Trinidad and Tobago. And finally, in the category Science and Technology, Dr. Adesh Ramsubag, microbiologist and academic researcher from Trinidad and Tobago. We are convinced that these four, I should say 5 people, because the public and civic is a husband and wife team, these 5 individuals are absolutely worthy to be laureates in the Anthony Sacra Caribbean Awards for Excellence. I'll now pass you back to Mrs. Maria Nielsen, Program Director, who will tell you a little bit more about our laureates. Thank you.
Miller is a Jamaican poet, writer, and scholar. In his career, he has produced 3 novels, a short story collection, 4 poetry collections, and a book of essays and prophecies. He is also a prolific blogger and tweeter, maintaining a running commentary on regional and international current affairs. He has won many awards for his writing, most significantly the Forward Prize for Poetry in 2014, the premier accolade in the UK and Ireland for established and emerging poets, now in its 23rd year. He is the first writer from the Caribbean and person of color to win the prize. Also an acclaimed short story writer and novelist, his first collection of short fiction, The Fear of Stones, was shortlisted in 2007 for the Commonwealth Writers' First Book Prize. His novel, Augustin, won the Bocuse Literary Prize in 2017, and its French translation won the Prix Cadet de la Caraïbe et du Tout Monde. Miller was born in Jamaica in 1978 and read English at the University of the West Indies, but did not complete his bachelor's degree. Instead, he wrote and published Kingdom of Empty Bellies and The Fear of Stones, a short story collection. In 2005, he pursued an MA at Manchester Metropolitan University. He graduated at the top of his class and later did his PhD at the University of Glasgow. He is now Professor of English and Creative Writing at the University of Exeter. Miller's work is closely tied to the Caribbean region, and his continued links to institutions like the University of the West Indies and the Bocuse Literary Festival support this. He is the editor of the Carcanet's New Caribbean Poetry Collection, 2007. The Cartographer, his most recent collection, features a map maker who speaks the Queen's English, but sucks his teeth like a Jamaican and a Rastaman with a PhD. His writing makes use of Jamaican dialect patois, and he draws inspiration from sources as varied as Earl Lovelace and Lorna Goodison, Australian writer David Malouf, and street preachers. Miller's work also engages Caribbean themes of race, identity, and imagination. His second collection, There Is an Anger That Moves, begins with In This Country, which explores the experience of an immigrant to the UK. At first, the protagonist experiences alienation. In this country, you have an accent. In the pub, a woman mocks it. Acclaimed Jamaican writer Olive Sr. describes the collection as a radiant utterance that speaks of island experiences and gender politics from a deep well of understanding with empathy, humor, and insight. With all his success, Miller remains conscious of the politics of his position and field. When asked about comments he made expressing shame for his days as a poetry slam winner, he referred to a perception that white poets read or give recitals, but black poets are performance poets. And yes, I'm glad you think I read well. I'm glad you think my voice is melodic. But if that becomes a reason to dismiss it as not worthy or something that is just light entertainment, that is beautiful to listen to, but not something that's being carefully written. I'm very particular about how I claim my place on the page. In a 2013 interview with the Jamaica Gleaner, he talks about winning the prestigious Rhodes Trust-sponsored Rex Nettleford Fellowship in Cultural Studies. He tells reporter Devoy Kelly, "There's always something special to me about being recognized by your own country," revealing that he grew up in a household where giving to country was a constant refrain. He goes on to say, "Especially for the kind of work that I want to do for this fellowship, it's so specific to the Caribbean and Jamaica." Kai Miller is the 2018 Anthony ANSA Caribbean Awards for Excellence Laureate in Arts and Letters. Guyanese microbiologist Mr. William Andrew Boyd is a medical services entrepreneur. He is the founder of the Eureka Medical Laboratory, EML, in Guyana, which provides state-of-the-art services to the country and region. He has also diversified the laboratory and his general business enterprise in other directions, like green energy and food production. EML is the premier internationally accredited lab in Guyana, one of only 5 such in the Caribbean. It is also the first and so far the only lab in the country to offer the SHUNET Lab Information System services, whereby test results can be assessed by doctors online and in real time. In the late 1980s, working for the University of Guyana and at the Georgetown Hospital Tropical Diseases Lab as a medical microbiologist, Mr. Boyle noticed the lack of adequate and high-quality medical laboratory services in his country. To meet this need, the EML was formed in 1995. From a start with a limited range of tests performed manually by 2 staff members, EML today consists of a main laboratory in Georgetown and 8 smaller collection minor test branches within Guyana. We have subsequently introduced a wide range of the latest tests, over 1,000, as well as up-to-date laboratory equipment. The Eureka Lab further introduced DNA testing through an arrangement with the DNA Diagnostic Center in Ohio at a reduced rate for Guyanese citizens that would normally obtain for such tests sent to the USA. EML currently serves over 100 walk-in clients per day, 50 to 60% of the industry market, an average of over 20,000 per year, as well as 60 major companies. Senior citizens are offered a 10% discount. The lab serves as an average of 30 senior citizens per day, around 10,000 annually. Not satisfied with his achievements, Boyle expanded out of his field and country. A small lab and a collection center were opened in St. Vincent in 2010. In 2017, a psychodiagnostics and family center, a first of its kind facility dedicated to psychosocial ills, was added to the Eureka services. His innovative prowess is not merely directed to his core business. In 2016, Boyle converted his Georgetown and Anna Regina laboratories and his home to solar power. And in March 2017, he founded the Caribbean Wind and Sun Inc., of which he is the sole director, to help provide green energy installations such as solar. Entirely away from science and technology, Mr. Boyle even diversified into an egg production and supply business, Amazonian Farms. His Produced in the Berbice River brand has become a source of pride and employment for persons from the area. He is the recipient of several awards, including from PAHO and WHO, for an outstanding contribution to public health and leadership. From the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce for innovation in recognition of record breakthrough achievements in technology, processes, marketing campaigns, and development. And from Scotiabank Guyana for a laboratory with outstanding entrepreneurial achievement. Mr. Boyle traces the roots of his desire for success from his alma mater, New Amsterdam Multilateral Secondary School, where he graduated as class valedictorian. He then proceeded to be one of the state scholars and pursued a BSc in microbiology at the University of Cienfuegos, Cuba. He then earned his MBA at the Australian Institute of Business, thus fortifying further his entrepreneurial skills. Behind his success is a loving family. His children, Tony, Andrew, Vince, and Keziah, plus of course his loving wife, Dr. Karen Boyle, presently the Deputy Chief Medical Officer of the Ministry of Public Health, the woman who is his source of inspiration and undying motivation to achieve. So our Anthony ANSA Carrion Award for Excellence 2018 laureate in entrepreneurship is Mr. William Andrew Boyle. Siobhan and Noel Joseph's Pediatric Cancer Support Group, the Just Because Foundation, came out of their experience of losing a child to cancer. When 3.5-year-old Jabez J.B. Joseph was diagnosed in 2005 with a rare form of childhood cancer, his parents, Siobhan and Noel, worked tirelessly to help him defeat the disease. Tragically, Jabez passed away 2 years later, and in 2007, they launched the Just Because Foundation, JBF, an incorporated non-profit pediatric cancer support organization that provides emotional, practical, and social support for families of children with cancer. 10 years on, JBF continues to work miracles in childhood cancer care and advocacy. From their experience, the Josephs realized their son's response to treatment varied depending on the physical and emotional atmosphere of the treatment center and the support services provided. They noted a marked environmental difference between hospitals abroad and those in Trinidad. JBF resolved to set up facilities for pediatric cancer patients in Trinidad and Tobago to supplement medical treatment with emotional and other necessary family support. They have collaborated with the North Central Regional Health Authority to establish the JBF Pediatric Specialty Unit, a 21-bed unit at the Wendy Fitzwilliam Pediatric Hospital, Mount Hope. This unit caters for children with cancer as well as children who are affected by other chronic, non-communicable diseases. The specialty unit has recreation facilities and a family-friendly environment, which has markedly improved patient well-being and reduced family stress. JBS also operates an accommodation facility for pediatric cancer patients and their families who live in remote areas and other islands. JBF's Respite House offers temporary accommodation for up to 3 families at a time, as well as transport to Mount Hope and access to emergency services. The foundation also runs a siblings club, which addresses the emotional needs of the brothers and sisters of children with cancer, and is a major facet of the foundation's mission to provide holistic support for the families affected by this disease. Support groups for the fathers of children with cancer, as well as bereaved parents, have also been established. All these services are provided at no cost to affected families. Apart from its direct patient interventions, JBF hopes to increase awareness of childhood cancers in the developing world, where cancer is often inaccurately thought to be a disease of the elderly. Along with medical doctors, social workers, psychologists, nutritionists, and non-medical family support workers, the foundation guides and educates parents. To mark their 10th anniversary in August 2017, JBF collaborated with the Toronto-based Hospital for Sick Children, Sick Kids, on another groundbreaking project. With significant support via the Sick Kids Caribbean Initiative, they hosted a 2-day advocacy workshop that included participants from several Caribbean countries, Canada and the USA, with the immediate goal of establishing a Caribbean advocacy network for childhood cancer and inherited blood disorders. Siobhan and Noel Joseph are president and vice president, respectively, of the foundation. Their work is applauded by doctors, as well as government agencies and non-governmental organizations. Their interventions have the potential to change the way Caribbean societies approach illnesses and medical care with a focus on children. JBF's work has been recognized by several awards, including the Trinidad Express Individuals of the Year Award in 2008. In 2013, they were awarded the Ministry of Sport's Spirit of Sport Award in the category Sport for a Social Cause. And in 2015, the Eric Williams Memorial Committee's Father of the Nation Medal of Honor Gold for Child Care and Community Service was conferred on JBF. Siobhan and Noel Joseph are our 2018 laureates in public and civic contribution. Dr. Adish Ramsubag is a Trinidad scientist whose career is in the areas of microbiology and biotechnology. He has contributed significantly to science and technology in Trinidad and Tobago and the region, specifically with respect to the development of microbiology as a distinct subdiscipline of biology and in research aimed at addressing problems impacting humans and the environment. He is a senior lecturer in microbiology and plant pathology and head of the Life Sciences Department at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine. Since joining that department in December 2001, he has produced research which has affected the commercial meat industry, agriculture, forestry, fisheries, animal husbandry, environmental pollution, including oil spill cleanups, and the potential production of novel medical antibiotics. He has also contributed to establishing microbiology as a discipline in its own right at the Faculty of Science and Technology, UWI St. Augustine. His work on microorganisms is producing exciting results that, if supported by further research, can lead to the development of pharmaceuticals and export-driven industry estimated at a current value of US $1 trillion. The research findings so far include that the chemical compounds produced by many indigenous organisms from Trinidad and Tobago have unique antibiotic and other valuable qualities for pharmaceuticals. The diversity of these organisms is great, making it even more likely that homegrown research here can lead to more astounding results. Dr. Ramseyberg is credited with establishing a viable research program in microbiology at UWI St. Augustine, where he had earned in 1992 a BSc in agriculture and in 1998 a PhD in microbiology. He has shared his expertise across several departments of the university, including civil and environmental engineering, food production, medical sciences, chemistry and veterinary sciences, among others. He initially worked at the Caribbean Industrial Research Institute in Carreri for 2.5 years, where he applied conventional microbiological skills to assist industries and state agencies with a range of food, water, air quality testing services, as well as with product development, optimization of processes for reduced contamination and training of staff. In his present position as an academic, in addition to research, he is a dedicated teacher. So far, for his nearly 20-year career as a research scientist and lecturer, 5 candidates he has supervised have graduated with PhDs, and 8 more are working towards completion. 9 students have completed MPhil degrees, and 6 are in the process of doing so. Also, 17 students have completed their Master of Science degrees in Management of Tropical Environments, Crop Protection, or Environmental Engineering. More importantly, he has stimulated and motivated many generations of undergraduate students who would have passed through him to follow his path in microbiology. To date, his publication list includes 40 articles in peer-reviewed international journals, in addition to 12 peer-reviewed book chapters, conference proceedings, and abstracts. Several articles are under review or in preparation for submission to journals, in addition to one for which a patent application is being prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, our 2018 Anthony and Saville Caribbean Award for Excellence Laureate, 2018 Laureate in Science and Technology is Dr. Anish Ramseyberg. Ladies and gentlemen, our laureates in each category will receive $500,000, a medal and citation at a gala ceremony tentatively scheduled for May 5th, 2018 at a location to be advised. Our College of Laureates continues to grow, and with these additions, we now have 35 laureates. The additional 4 laureates will bring the total prize money released to 15.5 million TT dollars. We are in our 12th program year since the inauguration of these awards. Our founder, Dr. Anthony ANSA, our current patron of the awards, Mr. Norman Sapga, and the directors of the ANSA Foundation are committed to the permanency of these awards, as you heard Professor Berriton say, and to making such modifications that enhance and promote its expansion, as we did this year by hosting the 2017 award ceremony in Guyana. So I open the floor now if you have any questions for me or for Professor Berriton.
Can you say how many candidates were selected before the shortlisting was announced?
No, I can't give you that answer offhand because I can only tell you the number of candidates that would have come before the regional panel. We would not have known how many candidates would have been discussed among the various committees because they may have had anything from about 20 candidates that they would have had to have gone through before they came up with their final 4 nominees. But ordinarily, 20 candidates would come before the regional panel for selection. 1 candidate in each category from each of the participating country nominated committees.
Is this the first time a TNT couple has won the public and civic contribution?
Yes.
It's the first time any couple.
Yes, it's the first time any couple has won.
Yeah. We have had joint awards, but
Yes.
this is not a joint award.
It's not a joint.
It's a husband and wife together.
And is this the first time 3 Trinidadians have captured 2 of the foundation, the 4 awards?
No.
No?
No, it's not the first.
The currency for the Jamaican and the Guyanese awards would be?
The US equivalent of TT $500,000.
The Guyanese awardee, his wife works at the Ministry of Public Health, presumably in Guyana, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So when will they be officially told of the awards?
They already know.
Oh,
We have to tell them prior to this announcement because we need them to consent to say yes or no. And I can tell you they all have been very excited, very honored, and I am looking forward to meeting them in person.
So they were told when? Yesterday?
No, they were told. No, they were told on Friday. And then we would have sent out their biographical sketches for them to review, so that what you have here is what they would have seen already and given us the okay to release.
The Jamaican didn't complete his bachelor's, but I see he has a master's, so can you explain how that?
Not at all.
No.
But I'm sure you will have an opportunity to interview Professor Miller, and he'll be able to give you all that information.
All right.
Are there any questions?
I missed your beginning, apologies to all, but the actual purpose, because these are quite substantial sums of money, and I was going to ask a question in like 2 parts or so. Like, what's the actual purpose, and does the committee anticipate a use for the money? Is it sort of tied in with it? You know, is there sort of justification? Is it based just purely on the merit of, you know, this is a really distinguished individual, or does the committee factor in, well, how might the person use the money to further the research on the good deeds?
Well, at the beginning we said that these are not lifetime achievement awards. It is awarded for persons in mid-career. So we anticipate that they would use the award prize money that they get to further their work. So, but we do not hold them fast it's not a fast rule. I mean, we give it to them freely. So what they do with it, we hope is for their work. When the awards were envisioned many years ago, it was for the benefit of Caribbean people. It was to recognize our own. We didn't have to look for recognition outside. And we felt that giving the $500,000 was a large enough sum that gave credence to that.
So are they compelled to tell you all?
No, they're not.
They are not.
No, but they all do. When they give their thank you remarks at the award ceremony, they more or less tell us what they're going to do with it. A lot of them tell us definitely they're going to finish this project, it's going to go towards that. And we have a bi-monthly newsletter that they keep us informed of what they're doing, and we disseminate that information to all our contacts and so on. So their work is always kept alive. So I say we now have 35 laureates. We have passed the 10-year mark ourselves. We need to be better well known throughout the Caribbean. So I'm hoping that you members of the media will help us to do that. We haven't had a Jamaica laureate in quite some time, so I'm hoping the Jamaica media will take this dry spell that they have had and really celebrate Professor Kai Miller on this occasion. But with all our laureates, you will, when I read them, and as I say, as we read and reread the biographical sketches of our laureates, we see how exceptional they are. Exceptional Caribbean people. And we keep getting this year. In 12 years, I don't think we have missed on any one of our candidates. They all stand erect in our region. Truly exceptional, excellent. We're very proud of it, sorry. I feel very, very proud that I'm part of this program. So, but know as well that there are more like individuals in our region waiting to be recognized and applauded. So help us to seek them out. Nominations for the 2019 awards will close on March 1st, 2018. So I invite you, all of you, to log on to our website, www.ansacaribbeanawards.com, for more information. But in the meanwhile, we celebrate our 2018 laureates and their truly inspiring work. Exceptional talent. No, I think that's terrific news, and I really do hope that you think so as well. So congratulations to them all. Members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, my thanks and appreciation to all of you for the interest shown in being here with us this morning. We have now come to the end of our announcement, and I thank Professor Burton as well for doing so well this morning in representing Sir Sridhar and the members of the panel. Thank you, Professor Burton. We have some light reference. Please, Kate, before you leave.
Each year we are made